Hi, so my name is Adam Harris, and I'd like to keep this relatively short and hopefully constructive. And so essentially, there's a couple of things. I'm looking to do a weekly analysis across the markets, directing traders to which markets they should focus on, which are performing incredibly well. So the first hurdle that I'm encountering, and I concede I could be missing something, is that I'd like to be able to have a watch list on the right-hand side, for example. So the watch list would allow me to just jump through items relatively quickly, and I could just jump through the charts. If I go show any other platform and just kind of show you this, I could just drag something onto the chart here and just work my way through the various items. And then the watch list is here on the left-hand side, and there's no real limitations to how many of those different things are. Also, if I want to change the time frame, it's very quick and easy for me to be able to do that. If I do this on, let's just say, go ahead and do it on a different platform. So this is just like CMC's one. There's a watch list on the left-hand side, and again, I can add things to the watch list. Very quick and easy for me to jump through this. I can have, again, multiple charts. If I want to have 4 charts up, I can. If I want to make a 1 hour chart, so I can have a 1 hour chart, I can link the time, make it different. I can have different, either different instruments or different time frames, which works pretty well. I notice, and again, let's do it on, let's pick another one as well. So let's go through and just try it here, for example. On this one as well, same thing, a watch list on the right-hand side, not really limited by the numbers of things, but I can create a preset watch list of the most important elements. For example, the dollar index, which is an instrument that we don't currently have on the platform, but the indices, the Mag 7, for example, Bitcoin, various other things, silver, gold, crude oil, various other things. So I need the ability to put a list together of about 20 to 30 items, and I'm a little bit constrained by that. So it appears to me that I can put only up to 10 items here. So if I'm recording a video, there's no way I can really do it with, I need at least 20 because I've got to go through the major currency pairs against the dollar, commodities, crude oil, then I've got to go through Bitcoin, cryptos, and I've got to go through the indices. So normally I have to pause the video, close these out, add them in. So it means that a 5-minute video takes about 25 minutes because it's just a much longer process. I also, on this side, don't really need this for the purposes of videos for clients. They don't really need to see this at this time. And I don't have the ability to hide that. So there's no way for me to reduce it or minimize it or hide it. It just takes up a lot of space. So I'm just wondering if there's any way to be able to hide that, deactivate it. It would be lovely to be able to watch list, maybe a watch list on this side or one on the left-hand side where I could add in all the different elements I want. I could mix those up. And that's pretty standard on every platform. I also like the idea of being able to split my charts up. This is more of a bonus for me if you could split them up side by side, but it seems like in this particular case, that's not really what happens unless I'm missing something. It seems that I can have 2 different pairs, but not the same pair with 2 different time frames. So it's not like I can have dollar CAD daily here and dollar CAD weekly here, and then have them connected and then just jump through them. It also seems that if I now add anything, if I click on dollar Swissy, if I click on gold, all it's really doing is just piling them up in the background. So I have to close them out now, go through them and get rid of them to go back, and they're just starting to be deleted up there, which is not really what I was trying to do at all. Also, it's a strange thing as well, not a really big thing, but I can't seem to hide the histogram here. So within the settings, I could change certain things, but I can't really edit and hide the histogram. Just, okay, it's not a huge deal, but just curious about that. So there's a couple of things here that I think are just pretty normal that either I'm missing, I don't know how to do it, or I'm not missing it. So again, being able to hide this panel or minimize it, being able to create a watch list with 20 or more items on it, as opposed to being restricted to the ones up here, because then I have to pause the video, remove them, add in the ones I want to carry on. Also, if I want to change time frames, there's no quick way for me to do that. So that means that if while I'm talking and I say, look, this is the daily and I want to go to the weekly, then I have to pause the video, change it here, go up to the weekly, and then start the video again and carry on talking. There's no real quick way for me to do it. So I'm curious about that. On other platforms, either there's a button nearby that you can quickly choose your preset favorite timeframes, or you can hotkey it. You can just type in. So if we're sitting on certain platforms, there's a lot of them where you can simply here, you can just say, okay, I want to see the 60-minute, type in 60, and there's your 60-minute, and it just gives you that. So those are a couple of things that to me are just pretty standard on every single platform, and I'm wondering if there's any way either I'm missing them or if you could assist me in helping to create those. And then the last is more of a request here. We don't seem to have the dollar index, the US dollar index, as an instrument, and I think it's relatively important because the markets revolve around the US dollar, and this is probably the single biggest sort of of cog in the system. So maybe I'm missing it. Maybe it's not called the dollar index. Maybe it's called the US dollar or something different. Okay. Thank you very much for hearing me out, and I appreciate any feedback you might have.